If we teach all human knowledge to a being, send it to Stone Age, ask it to send itself on the moon, what would the steps it would likely follow be? Assuming that the being has been taught all human knowledge, including the scientific principles and technological advancements required for space travel, the steps it would likely follow to send itself to the moon from a Stone Age level of technology are: 1. Assess the available resources. The being would first need to assess the resources available to it in the Stone Age era. It would need to identify the materials and tools that are available to it and determine how it can use them to achieve its goal. 2. Identify the scientific principles. The being would then need to identify the scientific principles involved in space travel. It would need to understand the basics of physics, such as gravity, velocity, and acceleration, and how they apply to space travel. 3. Develop the necessary technology. Based on the available resources and scientific principles, the being would need to develop the necessary technology to launch itself into space. This would include developing a propulsion system, creating a spacecraft, and designing a landing module. 4. Test the technology. The being would need to test the technology to ensure that it is functional and safe. It would need to conduct various tests to ensure that the spacecraft can withstand the rigors of space travel, and that the landing module can safely land on the moon. 5. Launch the spacecraft. Once the technology is tested and deemed safe, the being would need to launch the spacecraft into space. It would need to calculate the trajectory and ensure that the spacecraft is on the correct path to reach the moon. 6. Land on the moon. The being would need to ensure that the landing module is deployed correctly and that it lands safely on the moon's surface. Once on the moon, the being would need to conduct experiments, collect samples, and perform other scientific activities. Overall, the being would need to use its knowledge and skills to develop the necessary technology and follow a series of steps to launch itself to the moon from a Stone Age level of technology. Follow this channel for more Santa Explains. And if you have any questions I should answer, just write them down in the comments.